Hello, everybody. I'm Matt.
And I'm Maggie.
And we are
Hopefully Awesome.
That's right, a positive place on the internet where we nerd out about all the geeky things we love. Today's geeky things include the 2023, almost the 2018 for some stupid reason. I have no idea. Oscars, The Last of Us, 65, and Scream 6. Because this is the Hopefully Awesome Show, our weekly podcast where Maggie and I chit chat and recap all of the fun things, the fun, nerdy things that we love from the previous week. And yeah, hey, thanks for joining us, everybody. It's way late. This is about 2 hours later than it should have been. Hey, you know, daylight savings time.
Screws with a toddler.
Screws with a toddler. Who would have thought? You know,
Not me. Not me.
I don't know if I got the camera centered correctly, but hey, we're just gonna roll with it. So, how's everybody's weekend? How's everybody doing? Maggie, how you doing?
I'm doing okay. It was a roller coaster of a weekend, I feel like.
Was it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what it was. Well, we went and watched a couple movies.
Yeah. Did a double feature.
Yeah. I think I have a stomach bug, so if this stream ends abruptly, you'll understand why.
It's either that or I'm going to go get our child before she hops over her safety rail.
So one way or the other, this thing is going to go literally off the rails, just like our daughter. Get it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Hey, before we get into our first bit of news story, while everybody's getting settled in, so we bought this 3 weeks ago. Here you go.
Yeah, we kept on forgetting about it, or we didn't have time for it.
This is Pepsi X Peeps. Pepsi Cross Peeps.
Artificial marshmallow flavored cola.
This is Pepsi and Peeps joined together. We decided, you know what, we're a Coke family, but this is ridiculous enough. We're gonna throw it back to 2018 when we used to do the Hopefully Awesome Show live on Twitch. Back when it was called the Saturday Morning Super Show. And when we would try out weird crap. So
I bet this is better than the cinnamon Pepsi.
It smelled horrible.
Love me some Peeps, though.
100 calories, this little can. 100 calories.
It smells like regular Pepsi.
Yeah, it's probably just going to be regular Pepsi.
I guarantee it's vanilla Pepsi.
I mean, yeah, it has to be, right? All right.
Cheers.
Over the river, through the woods.
Down my gullet. Watch out, stomach. Here it comes.
There is a flavor. I wouldn't say it's a good flavor. It gets worse the longer it stays.
Pass.
Oh, what is happening?
Pass. Don't make yourself sick.
I'm not going to. I just need to get... What is that?
Does not taste like Peeps. How dare you, Pepsi?
I'm not a big Peeps fan. But
they could have very easily leaned more into that marshmallow flavor, like a little bit more vanilla. God, it tastes nasty.
I'm not gonna say what it tastes like because it'll make everybody barf. So I'm not gonna say it. Nah, I'm not gonna drink it. Actually, wait. You know what? There is a faint taste at the end of the marshmallows from Lucky Charms. Now, no, that's not what Peeps are.
No, they're not.
But I can kind of taste the marshmallow from Lucky Charms.
All it tastes
not
is
good.
Nasty Pepsi. That's all I can taste.
Yeah, that was a big waste. Speaking of
money and time.
Speaking of a waste of time and money, it's time for the news.
My brain went into going back to Smallville mode.
I didn't know if it was Smallville or Beast Wars, to be honest.
It's one or the other.
You didn't say good news, everyone.
Good news, everyone.
Spot on. Story number 1, Maggie. The Academy of Motion Picture... Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. Via discussing film, the Academy of Motion Pictures Arts and Sciences is finally ready to celebrate the 95th Academy Awards. Academy CEO Bill Kramer revealed that the 95th Academy Awards had the highest voter turnout. Okay, come on, let's
Boo, blah, blah, blah.
Oscar winners, another one for the books. This year, A24 and Netflix led the 2023 Oscar wins with Everything Everywhere All at Once and All Quiet on the Western Front, winning 7 and 4 awards, respectively. A24 specifically made history as the first studio to win in every major category minus adapted screenplay in 1 year. Wait, so what? So did they win in every major category or did they not? Because this says they didn't win adapted screenplay, so...
Is that a major category?
I
thought major categories is like best
Major
picture
category.
and best persons and best supporting persons
Yeah, I think that's a
and best director person.
best writer.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Oh.
Everything Everywhere All at Once set a number of notable records at the 2023 Oscars. It became the top film in Oscar history to win the most above-the-line awards, winning Best Picture, Best Actress, Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, and Best Director and Original Screenplay. The previous holder of this record was 2008's Slumdog Millionaire. Key.
That was a good movie.
Do you know how to pronounce his name? I really don't want to butcher it. Kehu Kwan?
Kehu Kwan.
There we go. Thank you. Is now the second ever Asian Best Supporting Actor winner, and Michelle Yeoh is the first ever Best Asian Actress winner as well.
Well deserved.
Yes, absolutely. We'll break that down in a second. Meanwhile, All Quiet on the Western Front took home Best International Feature, Best Cinematography, Best Original Score, and Best Production Design at the 2023 Oscars. It was a massive winner for Netflix, as was Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, which won the streamer its first Best Animated Feature Oscar. Shouldn't have won. An award that Netflix has been fighting hard to get for multiple years now. The win marks Guillermo del Toro's third Oscar, following his Best Picture and Best Director win for 2017's The Shape of Water.
Dang.
Another landmark to note from the 2023 Oscars is that all acting awards went to first-time nominees. In spite of these great achievements from the 2023 Oscars, the sweep of Everything Everywhere All at Once, and All Quiet on the Western Front means that few other films got to take their piece of the pie. Avatar: The Way of Water, Top Gun: Maverick, Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, Women Talking, and RRR won only one Oscar each. Sadly, Elvis, Tar, The Banshees of Inisherin, Babylon, and The Fabelmans all walked away empty-handed. The Well did manage to take 2 awards on the other hand, including the long-awaited Best Actor win for Brandon Fraser. Maggie. How? Yes.
Baby boy did it. He did it.
Baby boy, but you are my man. Honestly, here's the thing. Oscars suck. Like, literally.
Oh, they really suck. You can't stream it.
Yeah, like, I even have the thing, like, where I can log in and connect a service to another service, and, like, boom, I should be able to do it. And then, oh, your local affiliate doesn't allow it. It's 2023, for fuck's sake, okay? I'm sorry. Like, why? Why can I not still stream?
Download music.
What does that have to do with anything? It's 2023, okay? You want to talk about the Oscars being out of touch? Here's your shining example. I literally can't watch the Oscars. They will not let me watch the Oscars because I don't have a cable subscription. Or
who pays for
cable?
cable?
Over the air in the digital airwaves shit.
Oh yeah, I walked past one of our old TV boxes and it said, "We'll have TV on." I was like, "Oh, we could have tried it on." Nah,
that shit don't work. It don't work. It doesn't work. It does not work. Remember we tried to watch it that way for Crisis. That was a huge nightmare, and I swore from that day forward I would never try to watch over the air signal again.
And having that antenna just placed up in your window.
And didn't do anything.
Didn't even work in the apartment so easily.
Yeah, they don't do anything. I mean, look, I'm sure there's somebody somewhere on the top of a mountain that has like an old,
perfect,
satellite dish from friggin' Pete's yard in a goof troop. All right, I'm sure somebody has that.
The disc,
and they
the
get
saucers.
Yeah, and they can get fucking Pluto stations for all I know. All right, but I don't, and so I go and watch the Oscars. So they're out of touch.
There. In your face.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Anybody that's 95 years old shouldn't be still talking about movies.
Especially
if their name's Oscar. We're like Oscar the Grouch. Am I right, everybody? Okay, but no, seriously. So typically, I don't care about the Oscars.
Yeah.
Okay. That being said, it was nice to see the correct people win this year. Like, obviously, Everything Everywhere All at Once deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Am I shocked that they actually won? Yeah, I am, because the Oscars are usually stupid. And they don't know what the hell they're doing. They're like, oh, no, we need to give this to fucking...
Tom Cruise.
The artist. The artist, because it's in 4:3 and black and white. And it reminds me of the good old days when people weren't allowed to sit next to me in a theater.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. The Oscars, they're stupid and they suck, right? And they're like, I love the 20s. Nothing better than life back in the 20s.
I remember Prohibition.
I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about racism.
I know what you meant. I was just trying to, had a little bit more flair to it.
Yeah. Ric Flair.
Woo!
Yeah. So, I don't know.
GDP.
Does anybody care? Does anybody care anymore about any of this? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this. If you're not part of the chat gang.
The only thing I care about is that Harrison Ford and Quan got to hug each other.
Yeah.
That was the best.
Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. That was great. And I'm glad that the people that deserved it got it. But,
and
that never happens. That's why we're talking about it, because it never happens.
And also, people are trying to stir up crap between Angela Bassett, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Really?
Because apparently, Angela Bassett was up for the same nominee as her because Black
supporting
Panther.
actress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they announced Jamie Lee Curtis's name, her face.
Angela Bassett.
Yeah. It completely, disappointed.
I mean, fair enough, honestly.
And
I mean, she did great too.
Yeah,
she deserved an Oscar as well.
Yeah, I think we even said that.
Mm-hmm.
We even said that about her.
Yep.
But I mean,
it's
hard.
I wouldn't say that Jamie Lee Curtis was my favorite part of Everything Everywhere All at Once. But I mean, she did a great job.
Yeah.
But I mean, so did Angela Bassett. So I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's this is still an old system of, we're gonna jerk each other off and give each other awards for talking about how freaking great we all are. And it's there can only be one person that's great to get everything, and everybody else is stupid and sucks. And it's can we just celebrate everybody? Do we have to only celebrate one person's acting in a year?
Well, this is what I don't get.
Mm-hmm.
We still have all these stupid award shows. I mean, yeah, give credit where credit is due. Yes.
Yes.
But it's old system, like you said. I
mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a snowflake who thinks that people should be celebrated for being good at something instead of just saying, oh, well, this one person is better than everyone else, so they get the naked gold man to sit on their thing. And we decide because we're old white people, and so obviously we have the greatest taste in every movie genre, period. The fact that Everything Everywhere All at Once is the first sci-fi film to win Best Picture, it's a stupid system. I don't know. I'm not trying to rant about the Oscars, okay? I'm tired. I may have a stomach bug. So maybe I'm being overly dramatic, right? A little more than I probably need to be. But I don't know.
Get rid of the Olympics.
wait. What? I don't understand.
I had to
I don't
throw it out
understand.
there.
Where did that come from? I don't even know. Is that a thing? I don't even know. I mean, is that something
we're talking about? We should be awarding people the best,
I mean, but here's the thing. At least sports.
I love the fact that I caught you off guard.
At least sports and Olympics are not objective, okay, or subjective. Art is art, right? You can't say the Fabelmans. There's not some sort of score, right, where you can be oh, we all agree that the Fabelmans checked these boxes, which means that it is the best production film of the year. right?
Yeah.
Like that doesn't exist. There's not a 1-to-1 hit of like it's opinion. It's just an opinion. At least sports people have an actual winner, you know. And I'm not like a sports guy, but like if one person's faster than the other, then that means they're the fastest. And I mean that's pretty easy to follow.
Okay.
All right. Sorry.
Down.
What?
Come off your soapbox.
I'm just saying the Oscars are stupid. What's up?
I'm not sure how to say your name, bud. But we got someone in the chat said, I didn't watch it, so it's nice hearing the commentary. We didn't watch it either.
It's true. We just looked it up. Thanks for joining, though.
The only thing I watched was Best Supporting Actor giving a speech. That's
and that's the thing, right? Is like, even though this whole system is antiquated and dumb and stupid and usually ends up celebrating the wrong people for the wrong things.
Yeah.
It does still give us some glimpses of awesomeness, right? Like Michelle Yeoh winning, and like
well-deserved.
her speech, right? Or I can't think of his name now.
Brandon Fraser.
No, the other guy from Best Supporting Actor.
Hugh
Yes, like him being up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's such a moving speech, so beautiful, right? And like that meant something to him to be from. Going from someone who had lost their insurance because they couldn't get an acting job to winning an Oscar, right? Within like 2 or 3 years or whatever. And like that's beautiful. That's great. And that's well deserved. And that should be how it always is. But it's not. It's usually like, oh, well, James Cameron filmed a blade of grass for 17 hours. Here you go, buddy. Here's your gold, man.
Where can I watch that?
I don't know, but you get what I'm saying.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're throwing.
It'd be hilarious. What if we give it to Cameron's ex-wife instead of Cameron? And I mean, don't get me wrong. Hurt Locker was good. I liked the Hurt Locker, but like, I don't know. I feel like the Oscars is just everything that I dislike about like the internet, or it's just a bunch of like hateful bitches ranking each other.
No, not everybody's hateful. So
no, I'm just saying, like, that's the part I hate about the internet. What I love about the internet are the cool people, right? Who are like, oh, you like this thing? That's awesome. I don't personally like that as much as I like this other thing, but you like it, and that's great, and that's to be celebrated.
And you're cool.
And there's nothing wrong with you liking a thing that I don't like and me liking a thing that you don't like. But to sit here and try and argue over which one's better. All right. Remember, later in the show, we're going to be ranking our favorites of spring 2023.
It's Pixel Brave.
Hey.
Hi.
Oh, what's up, Pixel Brave? Oh my gosh, what's up, man? That's awesome. I didn't recognize your name on there. That's awesome. So yeah. Anyway, that's.
Let's move on.
Yeah, that's the Oscars for us. I don't know. I'm glad that the people that won, but I feel like I feel like we need a better system of deciding who's the most prestigious is.
We make them all run. Let's involve sports in it.
No.
All right, here we go.
We're moving on?
Yeah, we're moving on.
Moving on. All right. The next thing we're going to go to, as you can see on the screen behind me, is The Last of Us. But before we go into The Last of Us, let's hear a word from our sponsors.
This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/hopefullyawesome.
That's right. At the $5 tier, you can have access to every episode we make ad-free and have your name listed in the credits of every video. At $10, you'll be able to get access to our all-new exclusive shows right here on patreon.com/hopefullyawesome. Those include Hopefully Weekly, a weekly show where Maggie and I catch up on all the things that's happened over the past week, both in our life and in the world around us. Family Game Night, a weekly show where Maggie and I will play a variety of board games, from Blockbuster Party Game all the way to Fast and the Furious Heist Game, whatever that is.
Highway Heist.
The Hopefully Awesome movie commentary that we'll do once a month, where Maggie and I will watch one of our favorite films and then record us talking about it over it. Kind of like a mix between Mystery Science Theater 3000 and, just us goofing off and talking about nothing related to the film. And lastly, Matt plus Maggie. This is our monthly show where Maggie and I talk about our relationship. I don't think we'll be giving any advice, but hey, Tune in. It'll be fun. And if you want to go above and beyond at the $25 level, not only do you get everything that we've just talked about, but you'll also get a verbal shout out as our Patreon producer of the entire month. All this and more.
So sign up at patreon.com/hopefullyawesome today.
And we're back.
You look crazy.
I feel crazy, everybody. Our daughter is asleep.
Hallelujah.
We did it.
You, God.
We did it, everybody. So one problem solved. We'll see.
Second problem.
We'll see how the stomach bug goes up. What?
My problem is I hope I get enough sleep. Because I've got to make it through a work day tomorrow.
I really need to. It's going to drive me crazy that it's not centered. All right. So next up, we are going into our review of The Last of Us. The way we're going to do this, if you've not watched this before, we will go into The Last of Us review spoiler free, and then we will go into spoilers. Mm-hmm. And there will be a very obvious thing. This will be on there, and then I'll also make like a noise will pop up.
Sirens will go off.
Yes, maybe even one of these. That might happen.
Strobe lights.
No, we're not going to do that. But that will happen, and then, of course, we will come out of spoilers and move on to our next segment. We actually have 3 reviews today. We're doing The Last of Us, followed by 65, followed by Scream 6. And all of these, we're going to try and keep them succinct? Small. We're going to keep them short.
We use some big words.
Yeah. So that's what we're going to do. And now we're going to get into The Last of Us. The Last of Us on HBO Max and HBO just wrapped up season 1.
Yep.
This past Sunday, and I gotta say again, spoiler free. I gotta say I really loved this show. Mm-hmm. Never played any of the games. Haven't played any of them. I want to. I actually own the first one a couple of times. What?
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, and so I really want to play it, but by the time the show started, I was like, well, I'll watch the show first, and then if I like the show, then I'll play the game. Yeah. Because I find that if you watch an adaptation first and then go to the original source, that I can enjoy both of them. Whereas if I watch or read the original source first and then go to the adaptation, I dislike the adaptation.
Yeah, I didn't like Hunger Games.
Yeah, but like Scott Pilgrim loved the movie, and then I read the comic, and I was like, this is even more. This is even more fantastic. Yeah. So now I get to love both of them. So I was like, well, I don't want to be sitting there bitching like, oh, look what they changed. Ah, shit. Yeah. So that's why I decided to wait.
The only thing that I don't think it ever really bothered me was reading the Sailor Moon manga. Like, I had watched the show.
Well, anime sticks pretty close, though.
No.
Sometimes anime suffers from the opposite, where they actually stretch out and give us more content than the source material does. Like, that's the thing. Usually, like, we're trimming stuff away from the source material. And now, like, with anime, it's like the opposite of that.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for it.
Don't wait for it. Keep talking.
Okay. I'm going to keep talking. I feel like Maggie's going to sneeze at any moment. Maybe she's not.
You jinxed it.
Sorry. But yeah, The Last of Us wrapped up its final episode last night. And we watched it and loved it. And I got to say, I'm pretty sure every episode, I always ended it with, how does the show get better every episode? Because like it started off at a 10.
Yeah.
Like a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then it got better consecutively for 9 more weeks, you know?
100 out of 10.
I mean, honestly, like episode 3, I was like, it can't get any better than this. And it did. It just got better and better. Like, I'm spoiled by this show. Like, this show is one of the greatest seasons of television, I think, ever in the history of television.
I agree.
It's right up there with Chappelle Show season 2. I'm joking. I did used to really love Chappelle Show season 2.
Love you, Pixel Brave.
Oh, you out of here, buddy? Hang out, but it was fun. Hey, thanks, man. Appreciate you hanging out. Have a great day tomorrow. Have a hopefully awesome day. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I think that it's a perfect show. If you're not watching it, you should definitely watch it.
Yeah.
If you're not into zombies, I feel like this show is not really zombies.
No,
like
you're not really looking at those the whole entire time.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like
nice.
it's not like The Walking Dead.
No.
Like, this is very much a character-driven thing. I would say it's almost more in line with, like, how Lost wasn't about, like, the monster on the island, right? So, like, that's what The Last of Us is. It's like, yeah, they're on the island, but the story's not really about the island.
Yeah.
It's about them,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what The Last of Us is.
Yeah.
So, and you gotta know, if I'm comparing it to Lost, you gotta know how much I love it.
That's true.
It's
a high
show of all time.
compliment.
Maggie, what are you thinking?
I really enjoyed seeing Pedro Pascal. I mean, he's been in so many different roles here recently. Like that movie with Nicolas Cage.
Make your own kind of
this, Mandalorian.
This is the way.
And there was another one, wasn't
Wonder Woman 84.
there? God, Matt, that was like eons ago. Anyways,
he was in it. He was in it.
I just absolutely love watching him act. He does such a great job at it. I'm sorry. I feel like allergies are like going haywire or something. That's why I'm like rubbing and itching and
it's
scratching.
all good. It's all good.
It's been kind of nice at school. I've got a coworker that will talk to me about it. Like I had to go and like pretty much stop her in the hallway today and said, "Did you watch it last night?" Because that's what she did to me last week. And I was like, "I didn't get to watch it yet."
Oh yeah, we had to wait.
Yeah, and like it was just nice, you know. And even on the internet, I know some people tore the final episode apart, but
didn't they? Well, I mean, it opened a lot of discourse.
Yeah.
It opened some discourse for sure.
I mean, it's nice because, you know, you're getting people that love TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
You're getting people that have played the video game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And it's just interesting to see
those two intersect. And most people come away praising the show.
Yeah.
That loved the game.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, that is a tall order.
Yeah, it is.
You know, because I mean, these nerds, we know we are nerds. Like it's very easy to piss us off. You know, you make one wrong move,
you cast the wrong person.
You know,
you never hear the end of it.
What's his name? Is it Neil Druckmann or Neil Druckerman?
I think it's Druckerman.
Okay, what's Barb's last name? From Rooster Teeth. They're not related. I think they're different, right? Anyway,
they're different. Matter. They're different.
Doesn't matter. That was a failed joke. But no, I mean, like
relation to Barb.
Obviously, they had the creator of the video game. I almost said cartoon. I almost said comic book. Didn't get to the video game. Jesus. Oh, why is it so late? But they had him working on it, which, you know, that goes a long way.
And the guy that helped him develop it into a TV series, he helped a whole lot too, just to help explain things a little bit better.
Yeah.
Especially about how the fungi spread.
I thought you said the fun guy there for a second.
Fungi.
Like the fun guy.
The fungi.
I'm going to look this up because I feel like this showrunner has ran some other shows.
I think he has, and I'm trying to remember what he said because I think he talked about them in the after show thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting a headache.
For some reason, I was thinking that as a dude that did I'm sorry, everybody. Oh, wait, he did Chernobyl.
Oh yeah, God,
yeah,
that's
Neil Druckmann.
Druckmann, my bad.
Barbara Druckelman. Dinklage. But yeah, so obviously I think that went a long way to help keep things accurate. And even if they weren't, I mean, again, coming from never having played the game, I have nothing to judge it against, and I loved every bit of it.
No, I loved it.
I mean, I hope the people that watched it that had played the game also enjoyed it, but at the end of the day, I don't care because it was great. I'm sorry. Like, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to say? I hope they enjoyed it. But if they didn't, then that really sucks for them. But I still love it. Like, you know what I mean? I don't wish they would have changed it to be closer to the game because what we got was phenomenal. You know,
Yeah.
it was an A plus plus plus. Like, I don't change it. That's it. That's all. That's all I got.
Pokemon Go Plus Plus.
Man,
I'm tired. My contacts are drying out.
anything else you want to say before we go to spoilers
My contacts are going to peel off my eyeballs.
regarding The Last of Us before we go into spoilers?
I couldn't believe my eyeballs.
All right, we're going into spoilers, everybody. Spoilers. This is your
Spoilers.
last chance to turn away. Can't believe Joel was dead the whole time. Now, we are going to stick to just the season 1 spoilers. We know like one thing about, well, we know like 2 things about like The Last of Us Part 2 video game, but we're not going to talk about it.
No.
Because, I mean, we've not played it either. And obviously, we're probably incorrect on a lot of stuff we know.
And obviously, they're going to probably change some. So.
Yeah. So, okay, we're in spoilers. Was Joel right or wrong? So, to set this up, if you did not watch the episode and for some reason listening to the spoiler section,
And you are
how dare
love torturing yourself.
yeah. So at the end, in the final act of the show, we find out that Ellie, in order to possibly create a vaccine for everyone, that they're gonna have to kill her. They're gonna have to chop her head off and take or I guess just get into her brain. Maybe not chop her head off.
No, they're not going to chop her head.
Well, they're gotta get into her brain. They're gonna kill her and they're gonna get into her brain, and they're gonna pull out like the little fun guy. The fun guy that's hanging out in there. He's like, hey, I'm fun guy. I'm the fun guy. You heard it, party man? Well, this is fun guy. And, and then they're going to use that to make a vaccine or some shit, right?
Yeah.
And so Ellie, the whole episode is like, this can't be for nothing. Like,
Let's keep going.
yeah, because Joel wants to turn back. He's like, we could just go back. We don't have to worry about this. We can just turn around and live out the rest of our days. And she's
And go
like,
to Tommy's sheep ranch.
yeah, and she's like, you know what? This everything I've been through, everything I've done, all this can't be for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going. They get fucking flash bombed and taken down. And then Joel wakes up. Ellie's already sedated, and they got her back in surgery.
And Marlene's like, "You're not getting her."
Yeah, and he's like, "Take me to her right now." And they're like, "No." And they're like, "You can't save her. I'm saving the fucking world." And you are just trying to save one person. And he's like, fuck you. And then they like kick him in the nuts or something, right? Yeah. And then so they're walking him out. He grabs the gun and just starts fucking going ham on him.
Yeah.
And he kills everybody. Finds the girl. Like,
Ellie.
Thank you, Jesus. My brain stopped. Kills the doctor, which I really love that scene. Though. I really love that. He's like, I'm not gonna let you take her. He's like, boom. And then he gets her and takes her and then lies to her and says that it was actually they had a bunch of people and that turns out there is no way to have a cure. Bless you, by the way. There is no way to have a cure, and that they found out blah blah blah.
Yeah,
which is all a lie. It's all a lie.
Yeah,
because she is the only person. She possibly could have been the only cure. Who knows?
Who knows?
But that's the cards that were dealt, and so they're going back to his brothers, and she's like, if you swear to me that that's exactly how it happened, then I'll believe you. And he says, I swear, and she says, okay, and it cuts off.
Yeah. And
so I guess this discourse has already been around since the end of the first game.
Yeah.
But
I just love that one guy was like, guys, let's not bring this up from like over a decade ago.
But like, I guess the question is, was what Joel did, was he right or was he wrong? I feel like I'm going to say.
I mean, I know me and you have talked about it, but a coworker and I was talking about it this morning, and I mean, from my perspective, Joel is right. If that was somebody I grew close with,
yes,
younger, she didn't know the whole truth about how they was exactly going to get the vaccine out of her. Yes, I definitely did. But then I could also see somebody from the other side of it, hey, this is for the greater good. You could keep people from turning into shroom people. That's just saying, about the greater good. I know, but I'm just saying, I understand that viewpoint, but I think with my heart, I would do what Joel did.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely would do what Joel did.
I don't know if I could kill people or not, but yeah.
I mean, we're talking about a world, like a totally different world. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, like, if we lived in that world, and that's what it took to save you or Viv, yeah. I mean, I'd do whatever it takes, honestly. Yeah. I'd probably get taken down, but,
yeah,
I'd
same here.
Chop off a couple things before I do, you know what I'm saying? Anyway.
Fingers?
Huh?
Fingers?
Yeah, sure. We'll say that. We'll keep this good for YouTube. But I definitely... Okay, so here's where my head's at. One, just flat out, I'm on Joel's side. Mm-hmm. Just full stop. I think that he... I completely understand where he's coming from, and I think he made the right choice. And I think that, that's just I identify with where Joel is, and I agree with his decision. Okay. Yeah. Now that being said, playing devil's advocate here, just to walk through the opposite thoughts about this. So one of which is, of course, that Ellie wanted to do whatever it took. Right. Mm-hmm. And that Joel took her decision away. Now, to that argument, I see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And I can understand that argument alone. Okay. Just, it was Ellie's choice and Joel took that away. And I agree with that. For better or for worse, right? Whether he was right in doing that or wrong in doing that, that is what he did. And I completely agree.
Yeah.
And obviously, everyone should get their own choice of what to do. Obviously. Yeah. That being said, the Fireflies also did that.
Yeah.
They drugged her. They didn't tell her what was going to happen. They didn't trust her to make the decision to save humanity, to off herself, to save everyone. Mm-hmm. And so they took her decision away too. So, between the two of them, I feel like the person that's going to kill the girl is the bad guy. Yeah.
And Joel saw that.
Yeah.
And, you have the conversation of, at one point, are you at the appropriate age to make that choice? Because, clearly, we don't know if the age range in that world still works like minors and
stuff. It's definitely, let's just say that as far as laws are considered, that age is nothing, right? Like, let's just assume there are no, like, legal laws about age and stuff. Which would be a terrifying thing, but let's just say that's the case. I am in agreement that a 14-year-old more than likely should not get to decide whether or not they can sacrifice themselves.
Yeah.
Like, whether or not they can kill themselves.
Yeah.
Right? And obviously, that opens up a whole other avenue that we're not really going to go down. About taking your life into your own hands and stuff. Obviously, we're not going to go down that way. But, at what age, if I think that 14 is too young to make that decision, at what age is not too young? And, I don't have an answer for that.
No.
I don't think at 18 you magically are capable of deciding whether or not you should live or die.
You're still a dumb teenager.
I feel like it's kind of up to the person. And if that's the case, then, one could argue that Ellie is more grown up than a lot of freaking adults that we know,
Oh, yeah.
So, it's definitely hard, but with me, I know where I was when I was 14, right, going to a private Christian school, which, I have plenty of history stories to talk about that in the other episodes. Feel free to go back and listen to how insane and terrible it was. But I know that I would have made the choice to save everyone. That would have been the choice I made. And now, as a 35-year-old, 36, just had my birthday, sorry, I would not make that choice at all. At all. It's not even a question, right? Like, especially to choose for like your now if like I could die to save you, sure, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
But if we're just talking about the generic humanity, no, fuck no. Are you kidding me? After the shit we've seen since 2020, no. And you're telling me that these assholes in this The Last of Us universe, right? The what do they call, the Raiders?
Yeah.
And like what are they? The like
cult.
the military place.
Oh, the QZ.
Yeah, the QZ. You telling me that they're just going to let everything go back to normal? That if a vaccine comes out, that they're just going to be like, oh, okay, well, you know what? Okay.
Because
let's rebuild and we'll, you know what? Here's all the power back.
Well, especially people that took over.
That.
Well, I mean, I guess that one's gone. That took over that one QZ, you know.
Yeah.
They got certain people in that one got addicted to the power.
Yeah.
And they got mad at the ones that were in power. So they took over so they could be in power and start killing everybody else because they have the power.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't want to be Debbie Downer here, but the world is fucked in that world. Like, it's done. I mean, it's done.
The only, I guess, I hope, functioning society is the commune that Tommy lives in. And I just love the look on his face when they say, oh, so this is a commune. He's like, we're not communists. And his wife's like, well,
it is a commune. We are literally a communist. He's like, oh. But no, I mean, that's the thing, right? And like, in an altruistic world, right? If everything could be good because people are inherently good, and Ellie decided to save all of humanity to do that, I mean, that's great. That is more fictitious than the actual fiction that we are watching of The Last of Us. Okay,
that's true.
Like, and I don't know. I think did Joel know that? Is that why he did it? Probably not. No, he probably did it only because of himself. He's probably being selfish and chose the decision that he did.
Well,
but I still think it was the right decision.
I think he did it to somehow, in some way, help him cope with how he lost his daughter. Because he was ready with a gun when he saw Marlene.
Yeah.
Because you didn't even see that gun underneath Ellie's legs.
Yeah.
He was ready. He knew somebody was going to come out and get him. He was prepared this time. Unlike the first time around, that soldier straight up shot her.
Yeah.
Shot Sarah. So I think in some ways it was him. He knew that Ellie's young and she's got a life to live.
Yeah.
And that she's really smart. I think also he was impressed with how smart she was. How much alike they were in some ways.
Yeah.
And how much she reminded him of Sarah. So I think in some ways it was him saying, this is my last chance.
Yeah.
This is like Sarah or something.
Yeah.
So I kind of see it from that perspective. Kind of like Andrew Garfield, Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Getting Zendaya. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
Kind of like that scenario.
Like it's him like...
Not necessarily redeeming himself, but...
making good on bad mistakes, prior mistakes, history. I get what you're saying. Like just trying to fix the past through the present.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I get that. And I mean, again, whether that is right or wrong, I mean, I could... Obviously, Joel was selfish and in making that decision, and so that is in one aspect wrong, right? But the decision he made, I feel, was the correct decision, even if it was for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And like, at the end of the day, Joel didn't think it was fair that Ellie would have to die for all these shitty people that Joel has known for the 20 years he's been, surviving.
Yeah.
Like he's seen the worst of humanity, and he knows they do not.
And he's been the worst of humanity,
and he knows they don't deserve to live. They don't deserve redemption. The world doesn't deserve that, and they definitely don't deserve Ellie's life for that. And he knows that Ellie is too good to let that happen, like to not give herself for that.
Yeah.
And so he takes it upon his shoulders to make the decision for her. And again, that sucks for Ellie. And like, I could totally, I think the way that you would work after this is obviously it comes out and, you know, probably puts a rift in their relationship. And I mean,
He
honestly,
does.
yeah, I mean, you know, like I could see that. And I could see that, you know, she could be angry at him and, you know, and that's just what he has to deal with. And maybe their relationship will never be the same as it was. But she's alive. And to Joel, that's what matters more than anything. Even if he knows that she'll hate him for it.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that she gets to be alive.
Yeah.
And to him, that's worth it.
Mm-hmm.
So, that's what I think. You know, it reminds me a lot of Weathering with You, oddly enough. Where, like, the main person chooses their good instead of humanity's good.
Yeah.
And, like, we're so used to, especially in America, we're so used to our heroes, you know, sacrificing things for themselves for the greater good. I mean, just look at freaking Iron Man in Endgame literally dies to save everyone else.
Yeah.
And like, that's what we've been told is the correct thing. Like, that's the right choice to do, right? And so when we see these people that we identify with and that we understand and we root for make a decision that is not that, like, I think it throws us for a tizzy a little bit. Mm-hmm. And that's good. I mean, this conversation is exactly what, you know, art is supposed to do, right? It's exactly what a good piece of television, a good piece of cinema is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you have these conversations and reflect on yourself, reflect on the world around you. Like, that is the point of all of this.
Yeah.
So, I mean, either way, whether you're on one side or the other, it did its job. You know, The Last of Us is phenomenal because everyone is not in agreement on it. So there it is.
Like Lost.
Exactly. They were not dead the whole time. Bastards.
Or were they?
All right. Anything else you want to say before we move out of spoilers?
No.
All right. Excuse me. Out of spoilers. Alrighty. Moving on. Over the weekend, we checked out a couple of films. Sorry about that pause. So we are going to jump into these. If we have spoilers, I don't know if we'll have spoilers for the first one. We'll probably have spoilers for the second one, but we're going to try and make these a little bit quick. Didn't have a lot to say about these two. I mean, we do have a lot to say, but I had more to say about The Last of Us than anything. So,
okay.
That being said, we are going to talk about 65, the new film. So, here we go. 65 opened in theaters this past weekend, starring our boy Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name.
Adam Driver.
Driving
my brother.
Driving us to town.
That's my brother.
It's not.
It's really my brother.
It's not, though. And it came out, and Maggie and I went and watched it over the weekend. This is, of course, we watched the trailer for this back a little bit ago, where we were surprised to see, oh, it's a space film. Oh, they landed on a weird alien planet. Oh, it's actually dinosaurs, and it's actually 65 million years ago. What is this movie? So, I will say, right off the bat, from the opening of the movie, it is not exactly what I expected. I won't say details about it, but the story wasn't what I thought it was, and that's not bad.
No,
I feel like the advertisements were maybe a hair misleading. Like, everything is correct. It is a space mission, and they do crash on the Earth, and it is 65 million years ago and stuff. So I mean, like, all that's accurate. It's just there was like one little piece that was just a little bit different. Yeah. But I don't think it hurt anything. And so we basically watched this whole movie where Adam Driver is, surviving amongst the dinosaurs. And and the only other person with him is this little girl. It's like 10, I guess. Mm-hmm. And they got to make it to the escape pod on the other side of something so they can maybe get off of this planet. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of the setup. And honestly, I think it works. I really liked it. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not going to say it was like the best movie ever made or anything like that. It honestly reminded me of like a classic It's just a classic story of, man versus the wild, right? Like if you've seen a movie like, I don't know, trying to think of one like 127 Hours or something, where it's just like a person versus the elements, right?
Yeah.
That's what this is.
Yeah. This kind of put me in mind of like those old sci-fi movies in a way.
Like
Like
what? Fire in the Sky.
No, not no. That's scary. No, like not exactly like this, but I think it just has the vibe of like the old Planet of the Apes.
Really?
Yeah, to me. Like
Okay.
just
Okay.
we landed on this planet and well, he did.
Right. He's got to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
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 Like he's got to get out of here.
And he finds a girl.
Yeah.
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 So like but I mean, I know the creatures talked, so that's a different. But
They were
like,
apes, Maggie. They weren't creatures. They were apes.
creatures.
His name was Dr. Zaius. How fucking dare you? Okay? How dare you? He didn't go to 7 years of primate doctor school
Okay.
to not be
to
be called Mr. Zaius. Okay? His name is
Mr.
Dr. Zaius.
Mr. Dr. Zaius.
How dare you? Show that
Anyways.
monkey some goddamn respect.
Anyways,
Yeah.
that's how, like, just that kind of vibe. That kind of, like you said, classic story. That's what
Yeah.
it reminded me of.
For some reason, and I don't know if this works. I don't know if this works at all. It probably doesn't work at all. Kind of reminded me of Dances with Wolves. Like it's just a guy somewhere that he doesn't understand. And like
That's true.
that's it. I'll be honest. I don't even know if I've ever seen Dances with Wolves.
You have it.
Maybe when I was a child,
Maybe.
but like I don't remember it that well.
We
But
had
what
it
I-
on VHS at my house, so
Maybe
I know I've seen
it
it.
reminds me more of Waterworld.
And Last of the Mohicans.
Yeah. It kind of reminded me of tonally. It felt a lot like Prey. Now it was not nearly as good as Prey, but if you liked Prey, I think this one's worth checking out.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, they are just dinosaurs. Like it's just dinosaurs.
It's dinosaurs.
Yeah,
They don't have anything.
Not weird like cybernetic dinosaurs.
No.
Like they're just dinosaurs.
They don't shoot out laser beams.
But it was really good.
I liked it.
Yeah,
It was
And
enjoyable.
like I think when it comes out, I'll probably buy it.
It reminds me. I know what it is.
Disney's Dinosaur.
No, I've never watched that.
It's not.
Anyways,
it's not good. It's fine.
It reminds me of a movie that my dad would turn on in the middle of the night.
True Grit.
No. I'm just saying above like anything.
Yeah.
This seems like the type of movie my dad would turn on.
Oh, gotcha.
And then the next day say, hey, I watched this movie last night, but I didn't get to watch it from the beginning. No lie, I don't know how many times my own father said this. I didn't get to watch the first 30 or 40 minutes of it.
Yeah.
I'm going to record it, and we're going to all watch it later. We're
my
like,
god.
thanks, Dad.
Can't wait to watch
Can't
Castaway.
There's a funny story of Castaway.
But no, I mean, even Castaway is actually a great example. Like
Yeah.
Castaway is like this is basically Castaway, but like with a second person. Like if Wilson was a little girl that you couldn't understand.
Wilson.
Yeah, there you go. And there was dinosaurs.
Yeah.
That's what this movie was.
Okay.
I really liked it.
I liked it.
I don't think there's really much to say spoiler wise. I thought the ending. I'm not going to say any specifics. I'm just going to say I thought the ending was great. How they were able to ramp up the not excitement, but just the pressure, I guess. And like it was maybe a little choreographed. Like you could tell, like, oh, they've had to deal with this thing twice, and like they're not going to have to deal. Like it's going to come back. Like they're not going to deal with this thing twice, and that's just the last we know of this, right? Like you're going to deal with it again,
Yeah.
and then they do, of course. And I mean, so
I will say I did enjoy the ending of it, but I wanted more.
like post ending, yeah, I don't know. I was okay with it because see, if you get too much, I don't really think I can say. Well, no, okay, this isn't specific, but like if you go too far, like you get like the Lord of the Rings. Where it's like 25 endings.
Don't.
You know what I mean?
Don't bring them into this.
The movie should have ended with Frodo being like, oh, that's it, right? And he's like, we did it. But instead, it goes on for like another hour and a half. And they're like, oh, Mr. Frodo, you did it. Oh, Frodo, I love you, Mr. Frodo.
You done?
I guess.
I hope they eat you alive on the comments.
Like a dinosaur.
Yeah.
Like a T-Rex. Chomp, chomp. All right, Maggie. Anything else you want to say before we move on to the
You
next one?
are a dinosaur.
D-I-N-O-S-A. You are a dinosaur. And O-L-D-M-A-N. You are an old man. Hitting on me. What? You need a cat scan. Next up, Scream 6. That's right. There will be spoilers for this one, but we will make sure you are very much aware when we talk spoilers of Scream 6. So, here we go. Maggie, you ready to intro the Scream 6?
I think the back of my heel is bleeding.
Scream 6
Somebody stabbed
came
me.
It came out this past weekend, and Maggie and I trotted off to the theater to take a gander at this new installment in the Scream franchise.
Eat a butt ton of popcorn.
So they had this popcorn that was called Oreo popcorn. And I was like, I like that because there's this bag of popcorn at Sam's Club.
But it's cookies and cream
It's
Hershey's.
cookies and cream Hershey's mixed with popcorn. It is delicious. Okay. I'm not usually one for sweet and salty, but it is delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get to the theater and they have this Oreo popcorn. I'm like, oh, yeah, give me an order of that. $12 later, I get a medium cup of this shit, right? And it is literally... They crushed up a bag of Oreos and threw it in the popcorn.
With hot popcorn.
Yeah. I mean, was it bad?
No.
It was warm Oreos and popcorn.
Okay.
Like, I mean, it wasn't like it wasn't delicious, you know? I mean, it
wasn't manna from heaven.
But like, listen, I've never really had a hot Oreo before.
It was pretty good.
It's pretty good. Well,
especially if you got a good hunk of one.
I've had a deep fried Oreo, but I feel like that's different. That's a different thing.
That has pancake batter around it.
Yeah.
It was like, you got a good hunk of one. It was
Yeah.
warm. And
It
that
was
cream. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Just the only thing that it lacked was it needed
So,
the cream
need cohesion.
needed some coating on it.
Like I was expecting something like a
Kettle corn.
clump,
Yeah.
you know, and instead it was like
Popcorn ball.
yeah, like I was expecting like a popcorn ball, but
Yeah.
instead it was like
It was like trail
munchies.
mix.
It was like
Yeah.
munchies.
It was like, oh, none
Chex
of this
Mix.
is together.
Yeah, it's just Chex Mix. Like they were like, here, we're gonna toss a bunch of shit in this bag.
I love Chex
Here you go,
Mix.
eat this shit in a bag. Here's your big old shit in a bag. So Scream 6 came out, and Maggie and I went to the theater and watched it. And yeah, so I wasn't super anticipating Scream 6. I mean, it looked fine. It looked fine. It looked like another installment of Scream, and that's fine.
Woohoo.
Like, no, not woohoo. I like Scream. I've enjoyed Scream ever since the first Scream. Okay, I think the first Scream was phenomenal. The second Scream I really enjoyed, but I was also a dummy when it came out, and I didn't understand that it was actually not great. And Scream 3 also not that great. But I mean, like, you know, they were fun. All right, it was around the same time that I thought Batman and Robin was good. Okay, like I was just a young child that was like, "Oh, it's more.
That's the chef's
More
kiss
is good.
cinema right there.
Yeah, more is good." And that's what I thought, and I was wrong.
Do it all.
And then they did Scream 4, which brought us back, and I was like, "Oh, cool."
Sweet.
And then Scream 5 came out last year, and we watched it at home, and it was great. I enjoyed it. It had Quaid.
Yeah.
Can't think of his name. Reggie Quaid.
Oh God, give me Jack.
Jack Quaid. Had Jack Quaid. He was really good in it. And
say Randy Quaid.
and you know, it was a requel, right?
Yeah.
But again, after 4, it just felt like another 4.
Yeah.
Honestly, like it just felt like, okay, so we're just kind of doing standalone Scream movies at this point.
Mm-hmm.
That like, you know, it's just a new cast every time, and you know,
Yeah.
it's like Friday the 13th all of a sudden. But then we get this one, and before we go, like, oh, Rotten Tomatoes open with a 90%, which we don't put a lot of stock in Rotten Tomatoes unless
No.
it's unless it's like really bad or really good.
Yeah.
That's about the only time we actually believe that maybe
we didn't believe it
has
for
something.
65.
We did not believe it for 65. It was at like a 30.
Yeah.
And it deserved more. I
Yeah.
thought it was good. I get why people don't like it, but luckily
Get
for
over
us,
it.
we liked it. And
Get over it.
But yeah, Scream 6 had a high rating, so I was like, oh, okay, well maybe this is actually gonna be good. Went and watched it, and I'm happy to report it was fantastic. Oh my god, it was. Okay, I'm gonna say it is at least my second favorite Scream movie after the first one.
Yeah,
And
same here.
I don't even know if I'm willing to stop at that, but I'm going to stop at that for right now. All right, this is like the Batman The Dark Knight conversation all over again. I'm not ready to commit to saying this was better than the original. I'm not ready to say that. Like, I got to give this time. I got to think it over. I'm not ready for that, but I can confidently put it at number 2.
Yeah.
Easy. It's an easy number 2 for me.
Yeah.
And honestly, I think everything they did in this was really great. The story was coherent. Everything made sense. It wasn't one of those. I mean, sure. I mean, you could argue that, you know, some of the wounds that people get should have been
they should have been
deadly.
dead, y'all.
But that's every horror movie, though. You know what I mean? Like that's
You're
Scream.
alive?
That's Scream, baby. You know, people get stabbed and then they're still alive. You know, so I mean, that's just
called stab.
That's right. It's a Scream, baby. And so that's just how it goes, baby.
Baby.
So anyway, I thought it was really great, and I can't really talk more about it until we get into spoilers. But I will say I thought all the actors were good. I thought that where they took the story in a post-Scream 5 universe was really good. I love the fact that it actually continued. This is the first time I actually felt like Scream had an ongoing story since the second one, I guess, or the first one. Yeah, because even the third one felt like a completely different franchise. I mean, yeah, everybody was in it, but like, you know, the third one was like, oh, we're actually in Hollywood and shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is the first time it's felt like a continuing story since Scream 1 and Scream 2. So, that being said, Maggie, what do you think about Scream 6?
I agree with you. This is like my second favorite Scream, right behind the first Scream.
Right behind Scream 4?
No, not Scream 4.
I'm
Anyways,
joking.
Jenna Ortega and I can't remember the other girl's name.
You want me to look
The
them up?
sisters. They did phenomenal.
They kick ass in it.
Yeah. And I'm trying to remember everybody's names.
There you
Oh, Melissa Barrera.
Etheridge?
Huh?
No, I was joking.
Don't do that to me. It's too late, man.
Sorry.
But them two playing sisters, I loved it. I love how they play off of each other.
Yeah, they're really good.
And got Kirby back.
The Curbs. She didn't suck.
No, she
I was a little let down. Anytime I see Kirby on screen, I'm like, oh, when's the sucking gonna start?
Yeah.
It's a Nintendo Kirby reference, everybody. Yeah.
And of course, Courtney Cox, Gail Weathers. I'm trying to remember. I'm sorry. I think that's about it.
Skeet Ulrich.
Huh?
Skeet Ulrich.
Skeet?
Skeet Ulrich.
Oh.
Skeet Ulrich. That's his name.
It sounds like you saying Skeet Ork.
Skeet Ulrich. God.
Skeet Ork.
And I thought the two friends, the Core 4. I thought the Core 4 was great.
Core 4.
Now, was this guy an Arrow?
Which guy?
I need to find out if this guy was an Arrow. That guy.
Danny.
Yeah, is his name Danny?
Yeah, his name
I swear to God he looked like the guy from Arrow, but I don't know if he was.
He had such a skinny face for his frame.
I don't think he was on Arrow.
Bum,
Yeah,
bum, bum.
it looked like him, though. It looked like him. Because there was a guy in Arrow that looked like him. Wait, no, that was him. That was him. He was in Arrow. Boom. Look
Good
at
job,
that.
Matt.
Look at that. Boom. Arrow. That's him.
No, it's not.
I'm pretty. That's what it says it is.
It doesn't look like
that says it is. He doesn't have a beard. He doesn't have a beard. I'm telling you, that's him. That's him.
What?
He was like the Prometheus was his name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hood.
His name wasn't the Hood. It was Prometheus.
The Hood.
His name...
Slash the Hood.
It was Prometheus.
Okay.
And he had this weird music. As long as like...
Because he's Prometheus?
Like, I don't know. I'll be honest. I stopped watching around that because I was like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on at this show anymore. I'll come back for crisis. I'll see y'all later. That's what I did. I was like, listen, if they're not going to get my boy John Diggle a ring, then I'm getting the fuck out of here. All right.
Blame you.
But no.
Anyways.
I gotta look up his theme. I'm looking up his theme so you can
ears. I mean, the story is really interesting. I think they did a really good job with it. I know some people online have complained that it has the same plot as another movie, but who cares? It's a freaking Scream movie.
What other movie does that have the same plot?
They said something about
can you not say it?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Because if you know that movie, I basically spoil this for you. So it's like...
That's what I'm saying. Right?
It sticks.
I nailed it. I totally nailed it. Yeah. So anytime this dude was on screen, it would
Too
play that.
much time on my hands.
It'd play that. I'm like, I don't understand what this crap is. But he was in the movie.
Prometheus.
I mean, he was fine.
He's Prometheus.
I love the movie Prometheus, but the character Prometheus, no thanks.
He's Prometheus.
Jesus. All right.
I love Scream 6.
Would you recommend people go watch Scream 6?
Yes, I would recommend you go watch Scream 6.
All right. Now we're going to get into spoilers.
Spoilers.
So if you don't want to know who the killer was, don't watch any further. Here we go. Spoilers. Can't believe Kirby was dead the whole time.
We
Little
wish.
Pink ball. Just sucking it up.
No, don't make this. Hi.
All right. No, so I love the fact that they brought back Jack Quaid's character.
Yes.
But it was like his family.
It was his family.
They were like, we're doing this as a team. There's three of us.
We got all this shit here that I bought up for my son because it turns out he was a psychopath.
And I was a cop, but I thought it was a good idea anyway.
He loved these movies so much.
And then she's like, your son was a fucking bitch.
Yeah.
Like, cuts his dick off or something. I don't know. I forget what she did. But it was great. It was great. And honestly, at the end, when she becomes Scream.
Yeah. She becomes Scream.
Like, I thought that was really great. And Skeeter Ork is like, yeah, stab that bitch.
I was really hoping she would have kept the mask in the end.
She should have. Like, just go all the way, okay?
No, better yet,
go all the way.
Go all the way. Let these two chicks start killing people.
Listen,
I say
here's
do that.
what we do, okay? Here's where you take Scream to the next level, all right? Because we're all about taking things to the next level. We're like a carpenter building stairs, all right? This is what we do. You Dexter it, all right? They kill people.
Oh, so Todd Sweeney.
No, they kill bad
sorry.
people. They find the people that are going to be the ghost face, and they kill them first. Boom. And the movie's just, like, it's basically what they were going to do in Scream 4 before they pussied out and decided to kill off the killer anyway. Because remember, she was like, I'm going to be famous, and I am the killer. And then, like, she killed off Neve Campbell and everybody and Kirby and shit. And then they were like, oh, wait, no. Because the movie, it was just going to go on where she was always going to be the killer in all the sequels. And then, like, we know who the killer is. And it was just more about, will she get caught more than figuring out who the killer is. But then they were like, nah, let's just kill her. Why do something interesting with the series at this point, I
mean, well, at the end when Melissa Barrera's character is stabbing the far out of the cop.
Yeah. Oh, I love that her sister was like, nah, do it. And she's like, bleh.
Yeah, well, she hands her the knife. She's like, you go for it.
Yeah.
And listen,
that's what I'm saying.
I think they both enjoyed it.
Yeah. And good.
Let's let them be the Ghostface
Let them
sisters.
keep the mask. And I mean, come on.
Keep family tradition alive, man.
That's a much more interesting story than just, oh, they go somewhere else and there's another killer. Womp womp. Like, we gotta mix it up, man. Because I've not seen that. I mean, sure, I guess I referenced Dexter. But, like, I haven't seen, like, that done in a movie like this. No. I mean, especially amongst movies like Knives Out and Glass Onion, where you know who the person is within 20 minutes. Like, you can do that, you know? Like, the twist doesn't have to be learning who the killer is.
What the twist?
Yeah, you know? So, I mean, I feel like that would be a much better... I mean, and they could still go that way. Obviously, they didn't do anything to not let that happen. But it just would have been really cool if she actually kept the mask. I feel like that would have been good. And it definitely seems like that's where they're headed.
I hope.
But
the pussy out again.
I know, right? Like, come on. Especially, I loved, like, when it opened and we see Ghostface take his mask off and it's fucking Flash Thompson from Spider-Man.
Like, what the crap,
I was so excited, Maggie. I was like, oh my God, they're breaking the mold. We're going to know who the killer is. And, like, we're going to know that he's friends with them. And, like they're kind of playing with expectations and shit. And then, no, he just gets fucking off by another Ghostface. And it's like, come on. This is just break the mold a little. You know? I did like the idea of Kirby being the killer. Yeah. Like, I really liked that. And then it just wasn't the case.
Yeah, she got mad.
And, like, nobody really died. Like, the girlfriend died.
The girlfriend died.
But, like, everybody else that died was actually a killer. So, like, none of them died. Courtney Cox didn't die.
No. Apparently.
And Chad didn't die, even though they stabbed the shit out of him again. Chad's the new Dewey.
And also, yeah, he is.
Oh, and when they played the Dewey music. Oh, my God. I was like, okay, they earned that shit. Fucking God. Courtney Cox. Still in it.
I know. Well, she's an executive producer.
I mean, that's how they probably got her to come back, is pay her more money.
Yeah.
Neve Campbell, did she make the right call or the wrong call, Maggie?
I mean, I think she made the right call. I don't know, man. Like,
yeah,
you can see it from both sides.
I like the movie we got, and I feel like if you forced Sydney into it, I mean, it would have had to have been a different movie.
Yeah.
And like I don't know. I feel like we're gonna. Here's what they need to do. Okay, let's retire Sydney for a long time.
Yeah, and
in like
her back.
30 years, we'll Jamie Lee Curtis this thing. All right, she'll come back, and her granddaughter will be fighting Ghostface.
Yeah, and she'll be like,
and it'll
he's
be
coming for
Jenna
me.
Ortega.
It's coming for me.
And then it will be like Ghostface dies tonight.
Ghostface.
And like the third movie will be about Randy instead of Ghostface.
Oh,
my name's Randy. Randy. Not the Randy from Scream, a totally different Randy. Jonathan Taylor Thomas Randy. Shit.
I'm about to go sleep.
Sorry. You're good. I think that's pretty much. I don't know. Are you mad that there was a lower body count?
No.
Me neither. I don't care.
I don't care.
We got all the fun stuff, even if they didn't die.
I like the fact that they used all the different masks and stuff.
Yeah, like that was cool. It was cool, seeing the people
like going down memory lane.
Yeah. I like the story of this one more than like we're just two nerds who are pissed off at the Stab franchise.
we wanted to make a sequel.
Yeah, like I liked this. I felt like this story was a bit just better. It was just it didn't feel like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, even though obviously we had no idea that what's his name had a family. Yeah. And like all of it was kind of sprung on us in the last like 30 seconds of the movie, but like it still felt earned. Like it was fun. You know, I like it better than like we met on Reddit.
Yeah, some people said that the movie's sick.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know either, but they said that it was basically just about the same plot. Like there's a whole family killing people.
Oh,
so
well, there you go.
That's why I didn't say it earlier.
Yeah.
But that's why I saw it. They're like, it's just the plot is sick. I'm like, who cares?
Literally have no idea what you're talking about.
You know how many TV shows and movies that copy themselves over and over and over and over and over.
No, that was his name. Ben. Bend over. Anyway. Anything else you want to say about Scream 6 before we get the hell out of here? All right. Dynamite ending there, Maggie. All right, we are not in spoilers anymore. So now let's get into the ranking of spring 2023. You want to switch this off of Scream?
Oh.
So here we are, everybody. This is our update to spring 2023 so far. We have 3 things to add today. We are adding Scream 6, 65, and The Last of Us to our list. Current ranking of spring 2023 so far is at number 4, Your Place or Mine. Number 3, just Your Place or Mine. It's gonna be on the bottom of the list unless we see something terrible. Your Place or Mine. Number 3, Quantum Mania. Number 2, Knock at the Cabin. And number 1, Creed 3. Let's start the bidding at. Let's start with 65. Where do you want to put 65?
Underneath Quantum Mania.
Really? Under Quantum Mania?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you're definitely right. It's either right above Quantum Mania or right below Quantum Mania. I'm just trying to think which one. I mean, Jonathan Majors, I guess, alone kind of puts it over the edge. Like, 65 is one of those movies. Yeah. 65 is one of those movies where it's like, it's kind of like the Project Almanac. Mm-hmm. I'm going to forget about this movie for about 10 years. And one day we're going to watch it. I'm going to be like, oh my God, that was really good.
Yeah.
I can't believe I haven't watched that.
Well, it doesn't. Why aren't.
And there'll be 20 more years before we're watching it again.
Yeah.
You know? So, all right. Next up, let's do Scream 6. Where you want to put Scream 6? I have a thought, but I'll wait for yours.
Underneath Knock at the Cabin.
Under Knock at the Cabin. I was going to say above Knock at the Cabin. Knock at the Cabin was good. It was good. But, like, I really enjoyed Scream 6. I feel like for them to bring what I feel has been a franchise on the downward slope for a few decades at this point, for them to be able to swing that pendulum back up to being so excellent, to me almost deserves a hit above the rest than Knock at the Cabin. Knock at the Cabin was a great M. Night Shyamalan movie. Like, it was bringing, is bringing M. Night Shyamalan back to my good graces, right? Yeah. But like, I don't know. I guess I just had more fun with Scream 6. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying that that's like something that like depicts something being better or worse, but I think I just enjoyed Scream 6 more than Knock at the Cabin. Because we also didn't get a lot of answers in Knock at the Cabin.
No, we didn't.
That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's what it popped into my head. Like, we don't even know how those people
don't spoil. No spoilers.
Bags. We don't know how those people got those bags.
It's true.
Yeah, let's put it above Knock at the Cabin.
All right. This next one's going to be painful. It's going to be very painful. All right, here we go. Last one, The Last of Us. So just to catch everybody up where we are currently. Number 1, Creed 3. Number 2, Scream 6. Number 3, Knock at the Cabin. Number 4, Quantum Mania. Number 5, 65. And number 6, Your Place or Mine. Maggie, where do we want to place The Last of Us?
Number 2. What? I love Creed 3.
I love Creed 3 as well. The Last of Us stomped Creed 3 in the face. Okay? I'm sorry. I love Creed 3. Love Creed 3. Maybe the best movie of the year. But The Last of Us was better. And I hate to be that.
God,
straightforward.
You butthole.
Am I wrong?
You butthole.
Tell me I'm wrong. Maggie, episode 3. Episode 7.
Star Wars.
No, the mall. God. Remember the farm and the mall? And you're going to tell me Creed 3 is better than those. You're going to tell me that. Better than the farm. Better than the mall. You're going to tell me that. Is that what you're going to tell me?
Number one.
Number one. Ain't goddamn right. That's right. Ow.
Need pinches.
The Last of Us. More like The First of Us. All right, everybody. That's going to wrap it up for us this week on the Hopefully Awesome Show. Thank you for hanging out with us. Again, it is very late. We do apologize for the delayed live stream this week, but we will be back next week at our scheduled time, hopefully, at 8:30 with next week's episode. I believe we'll be talking about Shazam 2. I believe if that comes out Friday. I don't really remember what comes out Friday, but if it does, then that's the one we're going to watch. And we'll be back again tomorrow with Going Back to Beast Wars, where we talk about the season 2 finale. It was fantastic, so get ready for that. That's going to be fantastic. And then, of course, Wednesday, we'll be back at 8:30 with the season 2 finale of Going Back to Smallville. Yeah. We're going to be launching our season 2 tournament bracket of Smallville, picking the best episode of season 2. So that is going to wrap it up. Scott and Maggie. Remember, if you would like to get the show ad-free, you can head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome, where you can not only support the show, but get exclusive content, such as our monthly movie commentary, our weekly Hopefully Awesome Weekly, as well as our family game night, and much, much more. So remember, if you'd like to do that, you can head over to patreon.com/hopefullyawesome and take part of that today. But if you have no bucks to toss our way, it's totally fine. A simple like, subscribe, and share goes a very long way. And we're going to go ahead and ask, if you made it this far, head over to either Apple Podcasts or Spotify. Just leave us a rating. Reviews. Even if you don't listen to us over there, leave us a review. It'd be great. It helps us. I don't know. Helps the algorithms. That's it. That's all we got.
Jack Nicholson.
Jesus. Thanks for watching, everybody. And as always,
have a hopefully awesome day.
Bye. Terrible.